Hello everybody, I'm Krasi Attasio and this is the week for the 12 ascendants. I will talk briefly about how the sky is influencing the 12 ascendants. This information will also be quite valid for the moon signs. The timestamps will be under this video. Now keep in mind that this is just a general overview because everyone's horoscope is unique, but this can help you see how the week to come from the 29th of July up until 4th of August will look like for you. First of all, the important things that are happening on the sky are that Mercury is preparing to become visible, but before that he will be entering this week Cancer, and Mercury while being in Cancer will meet the Sun, will meet Venus, and will meet Mars, and all three of them are invisible because they will be too near the Sun, and the Sun will burn them. So from our perspective, the three planets will be invisible. This is not bad, but this is complex. This is very interesting. This gives depth. Actually, imagine them like they are having a meeting with the Sun, and the Sun is the father of the solar system. It's like they are gathering, they are having meeting, and all this is happening in Cancer. What is Cancer? Cancer, it's about home, spirituality, empathy, spiritual awareness. So this is what the planets will mean there. They do not necessarily bring like support to the markets and to the trade and to the finances, to the financial situation, because Venus is invisible and because Mercury in Cancer is also not at his best. Mars is also not really very powerful in Cancer. There he's very impulsive, he has very different nature. So we have all these planets which will meet this week in Cancer, and this will be like, let's say, the week of spirituality. And also during this week, actually towards the end of the week, we will see the first lunar crescent appearing in Leo. So this will change a little bit the atmosphere, but for now it is all about Cancer. It is all about spirituality, empathy, helping others, learning, enhancing intuition. It is studying, sharing your knowledge, home, connection with mother, all this. This is the like the emphasis of Cancer, and all these planets are meeting there. And it is of course about analyzing and reviewing our belief system, our consciousness, spirituality, and this is emphasized once more by Jupiter, who is aspecting these planets by very harmonious aspect from Scorpio and still retrograde. So it will be about, again, analyzing, revisiting our belief system, philosophical systems, values. So this is the emphasis of the week. But let's see now one by one how this will influence the ascendants, the 12 ascendants. Aries. Now for you, the week is very much about your home. You may have some challenges, so to say, at work. Could be that you need to be a bit careful, think twice, avoid being impulsive. Try to be careful when communicating with others, not try to negotiate. During this week, you may travel, you may the week will be very appropriate for you to do spiritual work, to study, and really the home is emphasized. The parents, it's like you giving attention to people at home, to your family members, and enjoying a family atmosphere. So this is a bit emphasized. At work, you may not be, you may need to be a bit too diplomatic. In terms of education, yes, the week will be wonderful, very appropriate for you. Yes, health-wise, I see no issues, but the emphasis is on the home and to be diplomatic at work in order to avoid challenges, and also to be careful when negotiating, not to involve being impulsive and taking too quickly decisions. It's like count to 10 before taking any important decision. Aries, now for you, the week will be very interesting in terms of studies. You may travel, or you may desire to travel. Be like, prepare very well, be careful, look at every circumstances around traveling. Also communication, also commerce or media work, like double triple check everything, because you may have these desires. Your also be patient with siblings, give attention to studies. It will be good time now to do additional studies if you like to do so. At home, your relationship, your romantic relationship is also supported. In terms of career, the week is fine, not in particular, but because your ascendant ruler is invisible, you also may not expect some very big achievements during this week. Just maintain the routine. The week will be fine and quite interesting in terms of trade and communication for you. But listen to your intuition before starting whatever you want, and also before negotiating or before communicating with others, also before traveling. Health-wise, the week looks okay to me. Now, Gemini. Now for you, the emphasis is on your family, also on money. You may need to do some additional efforts when it comes to money. You may have all these ideas, and you may have impetus or desires to implement new ideas, to be a bit impulsive. I would say better wait a while, or think twice, or double check every single detail. Make very good preparation work. Give special attention at home to your partners. There you may need to be patient and loving. Also be careful with partnerships in general. Health-wise, you may need to be a bit cautious, like give attention to or maintain healthy lifestyle. You may travel, but again, always carefully use your intuition. Let's see, Cancer rising now. Now for you, this very interesting conjunction of all these planets is happening on your ascendant. You have Mercury will enter your ascendant this week, Mars, Venus, Sun, and like your ascendant is like the most important this week, is being emphasized. And with this, of course, a lot will happen in your soul, in your mind. You will feel that this week you very actively, intensely, like events are coming, things are happening. How exactly this will manifest, we have to see, of course, in your particular chart. But in any case, this is not bad. This can give you spiritual awareness, like can create interesting spiritual events and studies, knowledge. This can be very good, especially for you, for yourself, for your particular development, awareness, study, good luck, all this that is happening on your ascendant. Also, the week is quite lucky for you because of the placement of Jupiter and the trine between all what is happening in your ascendant. So I see the week quite lucky in terms of pleasure, communication with children, also financially. The challenges may come from subordinates, and somehow from your routine day, it's like from subordinates or the work environment is where you may have some where you need to be a bit careful and also be responsible for your health. And when you will be traveling and negotiating, also look at every single risk and check and ask your intuition always. Okay, now let's see Leo rising. Now for you, the week may be such that you may feel a bit lack of energy a bit, or a little bit melancholic, or you may say this is not the most financially and business-like beneficial week for me. This is very possible. This period will pass, but this is not the most beneficial period this particular week for you. So be responsible for your health, be attentive to your children, like really be watchful, see, like have them always under your side. Health-wise, be responsible for your health. You may travel, but travel and negotiate always do with very good preparation and asking your intuition if this is really the appropriate thing to do, because the week seems not to be the mostly beneficial. But at home you have support. Also work-wise, I don't think that you will be suffering, but also some major success will also not going to be expected. Now let's see, Virgo. For you, interestingly, all these planets that I spoke about in the beginning are meeting on your 11th house. So Mercury, Venus, the Sun, Mars will be meeting on your 11th house, where your plans are, where your hopes and dreams are, where your friends are, where your money and gains are. So quite a lot will happen there in your social life, and this is very interesting in terms of knowledge, negotiations. The week will be interesting, very intense in terms of gain and success as well. You may have a really positive week in terms of incomes, but not to very, very high extent, because Venus is not yet allowing this to happen. But still, your plans will go smoothly, your routine plans as well, social life as well, with relationship with children also very, very fine. At home, you may have some, you may need to be patient, loving, and also you may have some, you may need to be very diplomatic at work with superiors. Health-wise, the week looks fine for Virgo rising. And let's see now, Libra ascendant. For you, the most interesting things will be happening at work, career-wise, because there is all this huge movement and concentration of planets all on your 10th house. So there you may be having plans, or things may be very intense, like could be very busy at work. Still, be careful, because all these invisible planets can also hide secrets. So be intuitive, careful, really analyze every single detail of everything that is happening around you when it comes to communication or negotiation with superiors. Also be very diplomatic and careful still, even though it will be very intense and very busy around your career, looks like. Travel, yes, you may, but use your intuition, be careful. Money-wise, also the week does not look bad to me at all. Health-wise, also no particular dangers. You may travel, you may negotiate, but carefully and using your intuition always. Also during this week. Scorpio rising. For you, the week is wonderful for studying, receiving new knowledge. All these planets are concentrated on your 9th house. They are trining your ascendant, and this is true blessing of spiritual awareness, of even gains, but not to such big degree because of the Venus that is not yet allowing this. Money-wise as well, Saturn is not allowing this. You may need to do additional efforts when it comes to making money. But in any case, like spiritual support for education, sharing knowledge, even negotiation, the week will be fine. Traveling as well, the week is quite fine for you. Health-wise, the week looks also good to me. And now we have Sagittarius rising. For you, the week may not be very, very beneficial, but will be very interesting in terms of spiritual awareness, possibly gains from like unexpected money sources, things like that, because all this concentration of planet is happening on your 8th house. And very interesting will be for you the heliacal phase of Mercury, but not this next week actually, but this week still a lot of movement is happening on your 8th house. It's like you can go through like spiritual process events. Could be that you have interesting dreams. Oh, this is also very possible. uh, Financially, the week doesn't look so bad, but also not particularly good. Be responsible for your health. Be patient with your beloved ones, and especially with partners. Yes. So basically, still maintain this spiritual lifestyle and seek support from the spirit world, and be a little bit more patient until really Saturn moves away from your ascendant. It's almost there. I mean, a little bit more patience you need, but in any case, the week does not look also so bad. It looks so that you also have, in terms of health, you have the support of Jupiter. So if there is some delay or obstacle, there is always help from other planet then. All right, let's see Capricorn. Now, for you, this conjunction of planets, you know, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and the Sun, the 4 invisible planets, and the Sun are happening on your 7th house. So there will be a lot of movement. A lot will be happening on your 7th house with your relationship. There you may have some intense events, things on emotional basis happening. Could be also that you experience some events happening with partnerships, related to contracts, partnerships, even court cases if you have, but still nothing will be resolved yet until as the planets are invisible, they have this secretive and hidden influences that they're not very evident. They work more on our subconscious level when I'm like this. Mars can be very impulsive, so you may have a lot happening really on your 7th house relationship wise. In terms of health, be responsible. You may travel carefully. Negotiations you may do, but once again, keep in mind all these complex things happening on your 7th house. Therefore, when you will be negotiating, be very careful. Really, like, use your intuition and see if it's appropriate to do. Otherwise, financial-wise, Jupiter is supporting you, and some from your social circle, some people will do. And be aware to be careful also from secret enemies, and like really be like use your intuition, as things may happen not the way they look like. You may be also a little bit melancholic, but for this we usually repeat the nature is the solution. Now let's see Aquarius ascendant, Aquarius rising. Now for you, the week is very interesting. A lot will happen in your routine life, like changes in the routine environment with subordinates. There a lot may be happening. Like the energies there are really concentrated from the planets. Also, this would say that you may, because a lot will happening, but the planets are invisible. This would say that not everything will be the way it looks like. Therefore, use your intuition to read exactly in a correct way the messages that people will convey, because nothing will be exactly the way it looks. This is important to tell you. Also, career-wise, otherwise career-wise, in terms of communication with superiors, the week is fine. Financial-wise, also not so bad, but not particularly fine. Travel and negotiate you may do, but carefully, using your intuition. Health-wise, be responsible for your health. And now let's see Pisces. For you, the week is a bit challenging in terms of communication with superiors career-wise. You may also need to be attentive to your children, like watch them, be careful. Also, in terms of knowledge, sharing knowledge the week is very fine. Travel and negotiate you may do. Knowledge-wise, and yes, indeed, empathy, like helping others, the week would be very nice. But career-wise, there with your superiors, you may need to be a little bit careful and diplomatic. Health-wise, the week looks okay to me. Yes, you may travel, you may negotiate, but really carefully, like asking as usual your intuition. So with this, I'm completing my brief overview of the week for the 12 ascendants. Of course, this is an overview. More can be seen when we look at particular horoscopes. So if you want to contact me for a reading, you may contact me. And if you want to study with me, the link to my school is under this video. Thank you, and your comments are welcome.